Hey guys, VTech here, Blueberry Hill. So here we are. This is December 7th to the 16th. This is all preparation for the concrete pour, which is going to happen on the 17th. So I ended up buying a one of those disposable closed cell foam kits, and then I started spraying all the open voids and the separation or the connections between the containers, as you see me doing there. And that's just to close up all the voids so the concrete doesn't pour out, or the slurry from the concrete doesn't pour out, plus keeping everything nice and tight. I bought the 200 square foot version. They didn't have the 600, 650 versions. It's quite expensive in the 200 foot. I thought it was pretty affordable in the 600 foot, but nobody had them, and they'd have to order them and get them in a week or something like that, so didn't bother. Anyway, it worked pretty good. You basically have two tanks. You open them up, they're pressurized, and you just start shooting. I'm not sure what the pressure that comes out is, maybe 25 or something like that. Worked very well. The foam hardened up real nice, and I did pretty much everything I wanted to do with it. Would have been nice to have another probably 50 foot of that stuff, but didn't happen. They go by 200 a foot by 1 inch thick, so that's how they do their how much is in those tanks. So I went around, did all the bottoms of the containers, then I went on the inside and shot some other voids. I probably don't videotape that, but anyway, I got all the areas that I needed to get done. The main part was also in the living room where the steel was laid down from the cut panels, and there was a couple small voids there. The concrete definitely would have poured out of those, so this stopped that from happening. And it worked really well. I was pretty impressed. So hopefully that low pressure spray foam machine we're going to get later on to do the entire house will be similar. I'm sure it will be, but if it'll do a job like this, I'm all over it. So here's a bit of the unfun stuff, laying down here. I'm almost running out. You see my leg shaking there. It looks kind of funny. I'm almost out of the material, so when I shook it, a little more came out, and I was able to finish up the bottom section. That's underneath the living room. There's almost crawl space, but not really. So the video will be hopping around a little bit between steel work, putting some more structure in, some painting, and then later on rebar. So here I'm putting up additional structure in the game room. You see the 6-inch C-channel, and here Angie and I are hoisting it up. This was a pain in the butt. It was kind of difficult. It's heavy, so we used tie straps initially. We had a few incidences which are not on video, but anyway, it took us probably about an hour and a half to figure out how to get this up safely. And then I got it wedged, so persuader was used, a hammer, to finally get it in place, and we had to cut a tiny little notch on the right side of the support to get it all in there, but we managed to do it. And in a few minutes you'll see me welding it up. And this is for the roof. You see the wood and the jack. It's holding it up a little bit above normal height, and then we're going to let it down. It'll settle down, no problem. So you can see us using all kinds of different methods to pry the C-channel in place. Those long pieces of wood, they're on the inside of the C-channel, so we could actually hang it there. It was kind of difficult to do that. We probably needed 5 people, and maybe we should have put this up before I cut the wall out. That would have been a little safer, and we would have not been so reluctant to get close to the edge. Anyway, welding it up, we're done. So here's our next project. So as I'm doing the steel, Angie's down on the first floor sealing up the containers. All the plywood, we're sealing it before the concrete, just so the water doesn't get sucked out of it. There's probably stuff on some of them anyway. There's paint here and there, but we did a sealer on it anyway, deck sealer, and that should help water not get sucked into the wood from the concrete. I'm not sure too many people do it this way. They use epoxy and other ways to do the floor, and then use different surface finishes. So as you put on basically one coat on all the wood. I know one of the containers, like in the kitchen, had gray paint on it. I think we still sealed it anyway, but this should do the trick. This is a kind of a low performance sealer. It's meant to be outside, and a lot of them are more expensive with UV coating and a lot of the junk in them. So intermixed with the ceiling, and I'm doing the structure work on top. This is where one of the main beams, one of three, go across C channel rather, but into the 6-inch C channel that's above the opening, and then I bridge two more further down. I basically do them 10 feet apart in the containers. Now it's sufficient for managing all the loads on the roof, etc. You'll see me using these wooden jacks. I'll extend it past what it should be and then let it down, and it'll settle down on the C channel just fine. So live and learn. The containers are built differently, right? So this two containers which are on top, the game room, they have 1/2-inch plate that connects the two, the top and the walls. The other containers had a rectangular or square tubing, which is more structural, and they require a lot less support and stuff like this. But I had to do this just to eliminate a post in the middle of the game room. That would have been the easy button, but we decided to make it fully open, and this, I think, was the right way to go for an open floor plane. So onwards to the other two supports. Got the one in place towards the opening. These ones are near the stairway, so I had to be a little more careful. I put some steel down, 90-degree, 3x3-inch angle iron, and then I threw a plywood on top of it just to keep it safe. So I'm welding the supports as best I can to the walls, definitely the top and the bottom, and then the 6-inch, 4-inch C-channel 4x2 go on top of these. These are 2-inch by 2-inch, 1/4-inch wall supports, and that should be more than enough. So I used a hand grinder with a 6-inch cutoff wheel to cut the C channels, and then I place them on top of the 2-inch supports and just weld them on in. So in hiking this stuff alone, it's pretty heavy, but I managed to get this up there. I put them on the ladders, then I use come-alongs to actually get it cinched up. The hooks for the tie-downs in the containers were left on top, and I use those to support the beam as I'm putting it in there, or the C-channel. This particular beam, I think the camera ran out of battery, but anyway, I had a little bit of trouble getting this up there. I had to finagle it a little more, so this took me probably about a half an hour. Of course, you see it in like 1 minute, but anyway, once I got it in place, easy peasy, just weld her up, let the ceiling down, and everything sat where we're supposed to be. Here goes the last support. I basically jacked the ceiling up a little past where it should be, and then I hiked the C channel in place. And this one went pretty straightforward. Everything measured up perfectly. The other two I had to finagle a little bit, but these just popped into place, welded them up, and I was welding in no time. It's one of those things about practice, right? And welding in short sleeves is always fun. So I had my safety stuff downstairs or somewhere, but I didn't need it. So next bit of work, and we were trying to get all this done. This is the 14th, I believe. So I was trying to get this steel in place. before we did the rebar, which is the next day. This is 3-inch channel welded all surrounding the stairway, and they're going to pour the concrete right up to the edge. So last border, 90 degree. This is a 3x2. I welded it right on top of the framing of the container, and then I may have to make little edges. I didn't show you what I had to do. Just small detail work on the corners. I had to weld little square things in there. But anyway, this should hold back the concrete, and everything should be nice and true and level. And this is going to be pretty much the height of the floor. So it's 3 inches of concrete coming. So moving from the trim work or the borders, I had to weld up the last 2 doors. The upper containers, left them open so I had light. Now came time to close them all up, and it started getting nice and dark in there. So more stick welding, same as all the other containers, and we're done. So here goes the rebar work. This is on the 16th. We had basically one day to do this. So Pop came over, Angie, myself, and Jake. We all ramped up on the rebar. It's number 3 rebar, and it went in all the floors, 16-inch centers, plus or minus an inch or 2. So as everybody else was doing rebar work, I decided to paint all the raw steel in a rusty primer. It's a Rust-Oleum product. It's supposed to deal with rusty metal, even though this stuff is not really rusty yet. But anyway, I had the Graco sprayer. It worked pretty well, but it was really cold. It was like 40-45 degrees, and technically you're not supposed to paint in that temperature, but I had to use quite a bit of acetone in there to dilute it, and it worked okay. The gun did clog a little bit more than normal. Normally this thing just rocks. So in the meanwhile, Angie and Pop are doing all the rebar work on the center containers. These are their offices and 1 bedroom. They're doing a pretty good job. I made them little wooden 16-inch on center spacers, and they were using those to put everything in place, and then tie strap the outside and middle sections of the rebar. Meanwhile, Jake is working on his own, and this is a master bedroom area. He had a headlight on, so that helped him a lot. Maybe I should have done a little better job on putting lights in this place so we could actually see a little better. These are the same. We're using lights that are LED shop lights, just leaning against the wall. So not perfect, but it did the trick. Jake did okay with his headlight, and I was helping out carrying all the rebar in, and he was just rocking it out, tying things together. And then last push, everybody's doing the rooms, and then I started doing the living room, etc. And we rocked this out probably within an hour. So we were finished by, I guess it was 4:30 or something, the day before the concrete was scheduled. They're supposed to show up 8 a.m. and bang out the concrete pour. Getting there, we're almost done, yay. Last few tie straps, and we're ready to roll. This place should look quite different once we have a nice level floor, and of course a lot easier to walk on. Looking forward to it. Here's a super quick walkthrough, handheld camera, just kind of walking through everything. Pop's doing some final stuff. I won't show you the back rooms because you already saw those, but anyway, we're ready to roll for the concrete. We're going to have a couple of beers and relax until the concrete gets here. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next video.